Hello, everybody. Happy March 1st, and depending where you live, maybe beginning of spring. In Florida, there's pollen everywhere. It's already hot. But anyway, wanted to talk a little bit about a lick that I've taken through all 12 keys from the Etude from Monin. I know I'm a little behind, but just plodding along. Had a really busy January. Anyway, the lick is a minor 2-5-1, somewhere in the middle of that Etude. Okay, so I really liked that lick. Thought it was worth trying to internalize, appropriate in my vocabulary. So let me first talk a little bit about why I picked this lick. First of all, I love minor 2-5-1s to just have kind of this hard, gritty, balsamic vinegar kind of edge to them that you can use a lot of dissonance and blues. So I love those in general. And this one specifically, I thought a couple of points about it. First, well, let me break it into sections. So I think it's helpful to think of licks in sections that correspond to chords. So the first kind of section in my mind of this lick, even though it's very connected in terms of how he executes it, I still try to break into chunks for learning. The first section really corresponds to this G minor 7 flat 5. So in my mind, that's where the first section of the lick ends, because you're hitting the B flat, the third of that chord, and it starts on the 11 or the 4, depending how you look at it. I would think of it more as the 11. C. Okay, so I like how, to use a literary term, I don't know if there's a musical term for this, but a literary term would be inclusio, when something begins and ends on the same word or idea. It almost begins and ends on B flat. It actually starts on the C, but it immediately goes to B flat. Then a little bit of approach tone. And of course there's the C right before the B flat, so that gives it continuity in my ear. Okay, I also like how it moves up rapidly, arpeggio. Well, I don't know if it's strictly an arpeggio, but that leads me to another point. I like that he didn't just use chord tones. That's probably what I would have done. I would have done something lame like this. Start on the 1 and go, but instead he did something more creative. He used the 3rd, I think he hits the 7, yeah. And then the 9, which is always a nice tone for jazz. And it comes back to the 3rd. Okay, so it flows well, uses interesting chord tones. And of course it's that C sharp right there. Okay, so that's the first section of it. Really love the second part, which corresponds to the 5 chord. I think the chord really would be the altered C7. Or maybe even better. So you got flat 9, flat 9, the sharp 5, flat 9, so sharp 9, flat 9, then flat and 13th, or sharp 5, whatever, however you want to think of it. So those are the sounds. So I just think that's such a simple but effective way to highlight the altered tones. You just, moving a half step down. And actually it gives you this nice, it really hits your ear. It's like he's making it super obvious, like, hey, this is not a regular dominant chord with the regular tones and extensions like the 13. He does approach tones to them. It's just so nicely done, so simple. Sometimes simple ideas are the best. they're connected rhythmically too. Then this part, little arpeggio from the Augmented. You guys know that song from the Beatles, Help? I think it starts with an augmented chord like that. Okay, so that's the next section in my ear. Probably my favorite part. Then he resolves it nicely, going to the 9, and then walking up the F minor scale. So. And then a nice little blues lick at the end. Okay, so that gives you a minor 2-5-1 phrase that I think you could use in other contexts. So first, I put it through 12 keys, then I did another position. So let me show you the other positions, especially if you're a guitar player. This might be useful. I find it helpful to organize licks so that they correspond with chords. So it helps me visually. I think it helps the ear too. So if I'm down here, this is my first chord, G minor 7 flat 5. And a lower place in the neck. Then I'd be looking for what's the 11 or the 4 of that chord. Let's C. So it's right here. Nope. That's one place you could do it. Moving up the neck from here. This is the same chord, just with B flat in the bass. Nope. Alright, one more time. Here's another place with the C sharp in the bass. Okay, already done this one. Anything higher than that's probably not very practical on the neck. It's just so high up here, it's probably not worth getting into. And then the other thing, just it's always good practice to put in all 12 keys, which I did that several times. I'm not gonna make a 15-minute video of me showing you how I did that and messing up and anything. So anyway, I hope this is helpful encouragement. Thanks.